The sex offender registry should only be for individuals who pose a risk to the safety of others. Not some 16-year-old who sent a dick pic. Okay, I just got down watching a Reddit video around child abuse and neglect. A kid literally 15 years old got arrested and charged with distribution of child pornography. You know what he did? Sent a dick pic to a girl. That in my opinion shouldn't be a huge offense. They are kids still and kids do stupid things. I say give them a stern talking to about the dangers of sending nudes through the internet. Then talk to their parents about online safety, etc. Same with people who are like 19 and screw a chick who says they are 18 but really 16 years old. There was actually a case a few years ago about a 19-year-old who met a 18-year-old online. She turned out to be 14 years old. Now he's a sex offender for 20 plus years. Thankfully, I believe that case got dropped after public outreach. Also in some states an individual can be put on the list for pissing on the side of the road or on a playground. There was actually a case of someone getting on the list because he took a piss at like 2 a.m. in a park. It's just ridiculous. I only want the people who pose an honest-to-God risk to others on that list. Not a stupid teen or for pissing on the side of the road. It takes away resources from the people who pose real risk. Edit. Just found articles of a 9-year-old on the sex offender registry. https://www.hrw. org/report/2013/05/01/ raised registry/irreparable harm placing children sex offender registries us. It's even worse than that. A guy tried to rob a 7-Eleven and when the place was surrounded by cops there was a standoff. He eventually gave himself up, but since 2 of the patrons at the store were under 18 he was also charged with the kidnapping of a minor. Being held against your will is kidnapping, that's what they got. J. On in Vegas, which was classified as a sex crime and now he's on the registry. It's a gross abuse of it and devalues something that should be used for dangerous pedophiles. We should be able to trust that if someone is on that list, they actually pose a danger to the community. That was the initial intent. The politicians, lawyers, and police who are complacent in this system should be sent to prison. I think for these types, and other crimes, the offender's age should be taken into account or be a case-by-case basis. Although wrong, there is a big difference between a 18-19th year or a 40-50th year old having sex with a 15-16th year old. Lots of sex cases are teens have sex with teens. They need a stern talking to, learn appropriate age relationships, and learn better impulse control. But, children's well-being and safety come first, so lots of people will be overcharged. There should be a way to differentiate a young adult who makes a mistake or someone that just needs a wrist slap apart from the true pedophiles and predators who victimize people. Why do some teenagers that have sex with a 16-year-old girl go to jail and other get their own reality show? There should be 2 categories: IMO, dangerous sex offenders, and non-harmful ones. The first category is for people who pose a risk to anything. The second category is for cases like you mentioned. That's incredible. Seems like the purpose should be to protect kids from grown-ups, not another source of revenue. But then again, law enforcement in 2020 is just additional $. I agree. Someone who got drink and peed behind a building is not a sex offender, or at least shouldn't be categorized as one. I don't know, sending dick pics isn't as extreme as being a sexual predator or molesting someone, but it's still just the online version of flashing or exposing your junk. And it is kind of invasive. When I first started on Facebook I was 9 years old and I kept getting friend requests from random old men who kept sending me unsolicited photos of their dicks, asking me where I lived, saying they would come in my face and stick it in my mouth, and it was terrifying. I had more than 50 of them doing this every day, old enough to be my grandfather, always sending photos with their pants off, waving their engorged, leaking penises in my face from miles away. I kept pressing deny friend request anyway, but somehow they got in. Not sure if they hacked or the website was just bad, but it was downright traumatic. Meanwhile they banned a woman for exposing her elbow. It's weird. It probably should be on a different type of register, especially if it's a repeat offense. But pissing on the side of the road shouldn't get you on the sex offender register. I agree with that. That's an overreaction. When I was a young teenager I was in a relationship with a grown man and long story short was sexually abused and he took pics/videos of me. I've been thinking about reporting him recently now that I'm an adult and understand the gravity of what he did. But apparently in my state if I reported him I would also be prosecuted for sending him nudes when I was 15. In my state it's still distribution even if you're the victim. So a pedo walks free BC. I'm scared of going on the registry and ruining my life. Yet I have personal experience with this because my dad's a registered sex offender for having child porn on his computer. I agree that sending dick pics and pissing in a park are ridiculous reasons to be put on it, but I have to disagree a little bit with the deniability idea where people who were lied to get let off. Yes, someone lied and got them in trouble, but if he told me he was 18 became a valid excuse, then every creep would use it. WTF, this is messed up. Who the fuck in their right mind is convicting these minors who have committed bullshit? WTF is wrong with the judicial system? While I agree with the sentiment, I'm not from the US, but I have heard about the sex offenders registry and how it sometimes include ridiculous things like peeing in public. I disagree with your view of sending dick pics. As a woman active on social networks, I'd say I monthly, if not sometimes weekly, get dick pics sent to me from men I know and men I don't know. This started when I joined the online world, at age 11-ish, and is still a thing now that I'm 27. Unsolicited dick pics are extremely invasive and make you feel violated and attacked, no matter how many you've gotten. While I don't think a young boy should have his life ruined forever for sending a single dick pic, I also believe our overall lack of action on that issue has led to it becoming as big of a problem as it is today. But you can get hurt if you don't like seeing this sort of things. I knew a kid who had just turned 18, joined the military, and got to his first duty station. He made a Tinder, met a girl who was of legal age for sex, 17 in that state, but still a minor. She asked him for nudes and if he wanted hers, and he said yes. It wound up being an undercover cop. He got 5 years, a dishonorable discharge, and he's had to register as a sex offender. At 18. And no, before you ask, there is no such thing as entrapment in the military. Schools and parents should talk to the teens and tell them the laws regarding these type of behaviors. If the teen proceeds sending dick pics after this, they have to learn to live with the consequences. I don't mind keeping dick pics a serious sex offender crime. It's not like anyone would miss not getting them from random guys except maybe really insecure girls, but this will help them too to not engage like that with just anyone. Sometimes laws are the only thing that makes people think twice and stop predator behaviors and guide people in the right direction.